18 before 9. Land passes real country. Today's hits, yesterday's favorites. It's the Kenny Casey Show on this Monday morning. Don't let that get you down, though. We're going to get rid of this day and move on a little closer to the weekend. We are.
Yeah, pre-Friday.
Just came in from outside a few minutes ago. Man, it is feeling good out there.
Oh, so good. I just want to stay outside.
It's going to get a little warmer than it is now.
No,
Yeah.
I want it to be like this forever.
Overnight's going to be good. It'll be a good time to open the windows.
In the 60s?
According to staff meteorologist Steve Hamilton, more sun than clouds today. A slight chance of a pop-up shower here and there. A humid 84 for the high. Partly cloudy, 70 overnight. The rain chance is going to stick around tomorrow, slight as they are. And a mix of sun and clouds, a sticky 85 for the high. Hit and miss showers on Wednesday. The humidity sticks around as well, low 80s. Plenty of sunshine Thursday through the weekend. We'll be in the low to mid 80s. And we're going to start off next week in the low 80s. Pretty sweet for the first week of fall.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Way better than 110.
yeah. It is 75 right now. The bad news is,
What?
here in a few months, we're going to be complaining that it's too cold.
Yeah. Brr.
Yeah, I know. All right. Time for strange but true news.
Bring it on.
All right. I read this article and it's like, wow, coming to a country near you.
What?
A Hong Kong court sentenced the first two people under a harsh new Hong Kong national security law on Thursday, including a man who was given 14 months in prison for wearing a T-shirt with a protest slogan.
It's over a year.
Yeah. I can see that. I can actually see that happening here in the future. A second man received 10 months for writing pro-independence messages on the back of a bus seat. Now, the guy's name is Chu Kai Pong. He's 27 years old. Wore a shirt on June 12th reading, "Liberate Hong Kong, Revolution of Our Times." That's a slogan chanted during the anti-government protest back in 2019, I believe it was.
Lock him up.
Lock him up. That day was the 5th anniversary of the demonstration in which thousands of people surrounded the city's legislative council complex to protest a now withdrawn extradition bill. Chu pleaded guilty in court on Monday to the charge of carrying out an act or acts with a seditious intent. Now, the city's new security law, which critics say further stifles freedom of expression.
You must think what they think.
Sound familiar? Yeah, that took effect in March and imposes stiffer punishments for sedition offenses. Now, offenders face up to 7 years in prison, up from the previous maximum sentence of 2 years for a first offense and 3 years for subsequent offenses.
Wow.
Colluding with an external force to carry out such activities is now punishable by up to 10 years in prison. And handing down Chu's sentence on Thursday, Chief Magistrate Victor So, I'm sure his first name wasn't Victor. Anyway, he said on June 12th is viewed as a symbolic date among protesters, and Chu's case was not minor because he had used the date in an effort to encourage others to remember the unrest and revive ideas about it. He noted that Chu had already been jailed for sedition earlier this year, and his subsequent act showed that the deterrent effect of his previous sentence was insufficient.
Is he supposed to just sit down and not think?
No. No. You do that, you'll end up disappearing.
Oh.
He reduced the prison term by 1/3 because of Chu's guilty plea. Coming to a country near you, ladies and gentlemen.
Watch what you wear.
All right.
Not looking good.
No, it's not. Oh, Jennifer Box.
Mm-hmm.
She had a few worries as she left her cruise ship at Fort Lauderdale's port on Christmas Eve. This happened a couple of years ago in 2022.
Yeah.
The Texan and her husband had spent 6 days at sea celebrating with her brother, a Georgia police officer, who had just completed cancer treatment. Now, in 2 hours, the couple had a flight home to Houston where they would spend Christmas with their Marine son, who was leaving for a 3-year deployment in Japan, and 2 other kids, adult children. But according to federal civil rights lawsuit filed Thursday by Box against the Broward County Sheriff's Office, its deputies wrongly arrested her as she left the ship and then jailed her for 3 days, subjecting her to a body cavity search and blasting her cell with death metal music and freezing air.
Ooh. What?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
The groundwork for Box's mistaken arrest was laid when she boarded the ship nearly a week earlier. Now, U.S. Customs and Border Patrol conducts background checks on cruise passengers and matched her to the Harris County warrant. She said even after Harris County told Broward that they had the wrong woman in custody,
Yeah.
she wasn't released for another day and missed her son's departure.
Oh, man.
The Broward Sheriff's Office issued a statement Thursday saying while it sympathizes with Box, the department and deputies Peter Peraza and Monica Jean did nothing wrong. It blames the situation on its Texas counterparts. Of course they did. Harris County had mistakenly put Box's photo on its warrant, but none of the other information even matched.
What?
While it was Box's photo on the warrant, she and her attorney said that the deputies and later their supervisors refused to acknowledge several obvious discrepancies. Now, Box's middle and last name were not the same as those on the warrant. She also is 23 years older and 5 inches taller than the real suspect and has different colored eyes, hair, and skin tone. Charges against the real suspect were dropped days after by Harris County prosecutors who called the case weak. Now, Box's attorney, Jared McLean, of the Nonprofit Institute for Justice, said that they aren't suing Harris County because it was simply had one employee made a mistake. He said Broward Sheriff's officials, on the other hand, repeatedly refused to look at the evidence and work to correct the mistaken arrest that should have been obvious, even when contacted by Box's police officer brother. The lawsuit doesn't seek a specific monetary amount, but McLean said the arrest cost Box and her family thousands of dollars in additional hotel and legal costs.
Yeah. Well, that's a bad.
It's just laboring on another day. She's fine.
Yeah. Wow, that's a bad day.
Yeah. All right. It kind of makes you wonder how often this happens.
Probably a lot.
I'm sure it does.
A lot.
Yeah. All right. Land Pass's Real Country is on iHeartRadio, or you can just download the app on your phone. You can take us everywhere you go. All right.
Every day.
It's 8:49, 11 before 9. The Land Pass's Real Country. Today's hits, yesterday's favorites. Good morning.
Ken and Casey in the morning.
Because you know I'm all about that bass,
KLTX TV, Limpas's Real Country.
It's better over here.